Hi students, in this short video I'm going to show you how to add comments so that you can mark up your classmates' draft to give them some great feedback for workshop. So when you're using Microsoft Word 2010 or 2007 is really similar, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come here to the Review tab. We're going to click Review. And then here, I've already got some comments in here. You can't see them because we're under Final, but if you say Final Show Markup, you can see the comments in here. And so you can see the kind of comments that I've added to your drafts, or that I will add to your draft. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll change something, and then sometimes I'll go in and just add comments, and I'm going to show you how to do both. So the first thing that you want to do is, if you want to change things in the draft, you want to click here on Track Changes. If it's unclicked, if it's white, then you're not going to be able to track them. But if you track the changes, then anything you change, the writer can see, and then they can use or not use as they see fit. So let's say that we wanted to make these 3 separate sentences. We would do this. So what I've done is Microsoft Word is going to keep track of the changes that I've made, and then when this writer comes through and he wants to think about those changes, maybe he agrees with me, he can just right click here and he can say either accept that change, in which case it'll go with it and it won't be read anymore, or he can reject it, either one. And so if you want to change things that your classmates accept or reject, you can do that. So we're just going to say accept. And you can see it goes away. Now you have to do it with all those little pieces. So we want to accept that change too. So that's how you make changes on the draft. Now, for the most part, I don't want you doing a lot of punctuation, grammar, that kind of thing. But if there's things that you think will change the energy of the piece or the drama, or if you think maybe a paragraph would be better in a different place, you can move those things around. But this isn't editing software. I don't want you to be editing like a copy editor. I want you to be just giving them feedback. So you can see here that I changed woke or awaken to woke. I changed this adverb to make it just a little bit more descriptive and get rid of those adverbs. So make those kind of changes. This is not editing. So don't worry so much about grammar, punctuation, all of those things. I know some of you are amazing at grammar, but this is not the time to show off. The other thing that I want you to do, and this is where I want you to spend most of your time, is I want you to add comments. So you can see as you go through the draft, this is where you put in comments on the side. And those comments can be a lot of things. They can be questions, they can be, comments on just your feelings on something. They can do a lot of things. So sometimes it's a good place to ask for more, ask questions, those kind of things. So to add a comment, all you do is you highlight the section that you want to comment on, and then you just come here to New Comment. And then I'm going to say, great bit of dialogue, but can we elaborate on the scene behind it so it makes more sense. So then the writer can come through, he can look at all of our comments, he can read them, he can see what we were referring to, and then he can right click and he can just say delete the comment. If he wants to delete it, he can leave it there if he wants to too. So when you're all done with your comments and your changes, if you make them, then we're going to save it in a special way. So one of the things that students don't always do well is that they don't put enough of these comments in. So I really want you to spend a lot of time, do a lot of commenting, really just ask a lot of questions, really get involved in these drafts. Don't cheat yourself and don't cheat your writer, your fellow writers. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go here to File, and we're going to Save As. And then save it wherever you want to save it. You can see that I'll have a bunch of them, but you want to save it with the author's name, first draft, whatever kind of code, and then maybe with comments, and then from your name. So Lauren in this case, and then you can save it as such. And then we're going to reattach it to our discussion board in a new in the thread where the person posted originally. So that's how you add comments for workshop. This is a really important part of your class, so I want you to do a lot of it. I want you to spend a lot of time with it, and I want your comments to be really good, really thoughtful, really insightful. I know this is a hard assignment, but I also know that you can do it. So good luck, and let me know if you have questions.